Woohoo! Do your Friday dance. Do your Friday dance. All right. Welcome to Friday. Some of you may be doing this earlier than Friday, but if you are doing it earlier than Friday, then it's like Friday to you because you are almost done with your science for the week. All right, so let's look at what we're going to be doing today. All right, so today, let me fix that so it doesn't say today. There we go. You will apply what you know about the observable appearance and the movement of the sun across the sky and your knowledge of shadows. All right, so I want you to go back and reread the sun's movement and shadows article from Monday and then go through and review the shadow labs that we've done this week in order to refresh your memory. Okay, so right here is the reading that we did on that page and then on that page, and then just kind of go through and look at what we were looking at on this day as far as what time of day it is and where the shadow is going to cast onto your paper. Remember the one that we did right here. Whatever we had there, whatever time of day it was, is where the shadow was casting. Remember when it was straight up ahead, which was like 12 o'clock, the shadow was casting just right beneath it. So go back and look at your shadow lab, the shadow dial that you made, and pay very close attention to what time it is and then where that shadow was. Because if you look at your thing right here, which at this point should be completely filled out, you'll kind of be able to notice the length of the shadow and the direction depending on the time, okay? And then again, where the foldable that you did and where the shadow was at 8, 12, and 5 o'clock with whatever object is that you chose and what that looked like. All right, and then the shadow, the sundial, that was really awesome. That was really cool. I've never made a sundial before, okay? And then make sure you did put the picture of your sundial there because that's part of your grade. All right, and then just kind of going through and looking at those things, just reminding yourself of what you learned this week, because the assignment you're going to do today is going to ask you to look at different shadows and tell what time each shadow takes place. Okay, so here are the instructions right here for what's going to happen on the next page, because the instructions were kind of lengthy and I didn't have room for it on the page that you're about to switch to. So you're going to use the compass that's in the right-hand corner on the next page and look at the position of the sun and the shadow to predict the approximate time for each illustration. Okay, yeah, it says they are not in order, and that is not correct. I have changed that. Okay, and you do need to make sure that you use, I'm typing in right now as we go, you use the time bank for your answers. Okay, so there is a time bank there. The pictures will go in order, so that probably should help you. Keep in mind that right now, which is spring in Texas, the sun is rising around 7 a.m. in the morning and it's setting around 8 p.m. Okay, so here is the assignment that you're going to do right here. Here you've got a tree, you've got the sun here and the shadow casting this way. And as you can see, the sun is rising in the sky to here and then there, straight overhead, here, 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 and then setting. And you're looking at where the shadow is at that time. Now, here is your time bank. These are your answers right here. Please do not put 3 o'clock p.m. 3 o'clock p.m. is not one of your answer choices. These are your answer choices right here, okay? And remember, in order to do that, you're just going to click the insert and then the text box, okay? So you can either click this insert button right here, okay, and then the text box, or you probably have noticed by now there is this little shortcut right there. That's the text box insert, okay? So when I click on that right there, okay, I'm going to create a little text box right there, okay? And I'm going to decide, oh, you know what? I think that is, I think it is 8 p.m. So I would type in 8 o'clock p.m., okay? And then I would click somewhere just outside of it. And if you want to put it in the middle so that it's in the middle, you can. I even had a student who changed their color to like a bright purple, and it was easy to see. You can change. Now, don't spend a whole bunch of time doing this, but you can move it. Oops, move it up if you want to. There we go. So this time goes for this shadow, okay? So this time goes for this shadow. In fact, I may even create a little arrow. Maybe I'll do this by the time that you do this, that the arrows are there, because I want you to understand that the time that you are putting for this time is this picture. The time that you're putting for this time is this picture. So by the time you see this, there'll probably already be arrows there, okay? And if you decide that you're done and that's the 8 p.m., okay, and you want to mark it off up here, now you can just know that you've done it, but if you want to mark it off, you could just take this line right here and you could, where was it that you did? 8 p.m., you could just draw a line through 8 p.m., and then you know, hey, I've used that one, okay? But you don't have to do that if you don't want to, okay? All right, so this is the assignment that you're going to do for today. Remember, first of all, 8 p.m. is not the answer. Remember that I'm taking 2 grades, okay? I'm taking a completion grade on your Monday through Thursday things, and then I'm taking a numerical grade on this one. If you make 100 on your completion grade, then I put a pass in the grade book. If you make 95 on the shadows quiz, or even if you make a 75 on the shadows quiz, I put passing in the grade book, okay? All right, and then one of the things I want to just kind of remind you of is, and I put this here, but then I forgot about it. Remember that anytime you want to finish the entire week early, you can. You can turn it in early if you want to. If you turn it in early, I'm going to go ahead and open it and take a look at it. And if it's good and you've made all passing grades, I'm going to grade it and return it to you, and then you're done for the week, okay? Now, if there's a problem, like I noticed earlier this week, I had a couple students who turned it in, and they did all of it, but they forgot to do Wednesday's work. So I was able to tell that student and send it back to them without a grade on it, hey, you forgot to do Wednesday. And that student goes, oh, goodness, I totally forgot to do Wednesday. So they went in, they put the answers for Wednesday, sent it back to me, and then I was able to grade it and it was fine. So think of it like that. Think of it like I'm walking around, I'm checking the students while they're working like I usually do. And then just before your work is due, you bring it to me and you say, hey, does this look okay? That would be like turning it in early, turning it in before Friday, okay? And I've had a lot of students this week that have done that. Now, if you wait until Friday at 3 o'clock to turn it in, then I'm going to grade it as is. And if you forgot to do Tuesdays and you forgot 3 of your answers on the thing for Friday, I'm just grading it like it is because you've waited until the very last minute to turn it in, which is fine. But just know I can't turn it around back to you and say, hey, add this or subtract this. Anyways, so just an idea from here on out, you can do your work early, okay? All right, so that is it for this week for the Science Homebridge activities, April 20th through the 24th. I hope you had a great week this week. I really, really enjoyed doing the labs for this week. I especially loved that sundial. I thought that was super, super cool. All right. Miss you guys. Oh, goodness. I hope I get to see you soon. And hopefully I'll see you on Wednesdays as well at our student lunch bunch. Bye.